Our ancestors learned all the ways of knowledge from God and put it in the book.
That's right.
That's the only thing you gotta believe. That's the only thing you gotta believe. And once you can comprehend and understand that all the knowledge that white folks is trying to feed back to you in your life and corrupt it with their own self at the top.
Right.
Once you can comprehend that, then you can learn to believe God.
Right.
But if you don't even believe your own people, you ain't gonna believe your God because he's made in his image. You're not gonna believe him. How with you, big bro? Let's read this.
Baruch 3 and verse 36.
Come on.
He found out all the way of knowledge.
Come on.
And have given it unto Jacob his servant. And to Israel his beloved.
Come on.
Afterward did he show himself upon earth.
So afterwards he showed himself upon earth. This is a prophecy. How did he show himself upon earth? He came in the image of this beautiful black man right here.
Right.
He didn't come looking like this.
Right.
That's a red man. He came looking like this. You know how they always say the devil is red? The devil is red.
Right.
We just call it pink.
Right.
Right? Now, let me ask you. Of all the things that we talking about, right? I know it didn't change your mind. I know it didn't. But you raised your eyebrows at something. Christopher Columbus knew to sail over here from the Bible. Do you believe that, or you think I'm BSing? He did not. He got here by accident. That's what you're saying.
Yep.
Okay.
This was not his path.
So now, do you know what path he took to get here?
Offhand.
Excuse me?
Offhand, no.
No, offhand. Okay, I'm gonna show you. Then we're gonna read it in the Bible, right? And then I'm gonna give you some extra biblical references that correlate with what the Bible's talking about. And I'll even give you a movie that white folks made that show you what the Bible's talking about based off Christopher Columbus's own memoirs that he wrote with his own hand.
Right.
So, quick question.
Go ahead.
Do you believe that it was all one land and separated?
The Bible talks about it.
It was all one land.
The Bible talks about it.
Right.
Yep. The Bible talks about it. Dinosaurs, the Bible talks about it. Yep. Yep. The Loch Ness Monster, all the creatures in the ocean we don't talk about, yeah, that's Leviathan. The Bible talks about that too.
Right.
Space, the Bible talks about that. The water separated from the waters. Guess what? Gravity, the Bible talks about that. It said that this was going to be one microcosm, that was going to be one microcosm. Guess what? Aliens, the Bible talks about that. Celestial bodies and terrestrial bodies. The Bible talks about it. Our ancestors learned all the ways of knowledge from God and put it in the book.
That's right.
That's the only thing you got to believe. That's the only thing you got to believe. And once you can comprehend and understand that all the knowledge that white folks is trying to feed back to you in your life and corrupt it with their own self at the top.
Right.
Once you can comprehend that, then you can learn to believe God.
Right.
But if you don't even believe your own people, you ain't going to believe your God because he's really you. You was made in his image. You're not going to believe him. But watch. Let's get back to the proof. So now, the Bible depicts a route out of the Euphrates. That's the Euphrates over here, right? Now, Spain was ruling what we call Spain now, which is Rome then, right? Holy Roman Empire, stay with me, right? They was ruling all of this area right here. They was all through up in that area right there, and they went down into this area right there. So now, in the Bible, it talks about the northern kingdom of Israel.
Wake them up.
Okay? Get that verse for me. We're going to break it down. So the northern kingdom of Israel go from Ephraim on down. Now, what happened, there was a split in our family, right? We had a civil war amongst ourselves. We had a split. So we was like, hey, don't trust them niggas over there. That's how it was. That was Israel, and that was Judah, or the kingdom of Judea, right? Judea was here. Israel was here.
Right.
Okay? Now, you with me? Cool. So now, they go into the Euphrates. They come down into this great sea right here. This great sea right here, outlets into the ocean around here. They follow this around the Horn of Africa, and they came. Now, there's the East Atlantic Current. You follow Finding Nemo, right?
Yep.
Finding Nemo shows you about the East Atlantic Current. Okay, so now, the EAC flows as a current straight through here. And it goes right there. That whole travel, that whole voyage without a motor takes about 1.5 years. That's fact. You can Google it. I dare you to Google it. Go ahead, read the script.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 13 and verse 40.
Come on.
Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Osee, the king, whom Salmanasar, the king of Assyria, led away captive.
So now we're talking about kings of Assyria, and we're talking about the kings of Israel, right? So Israel split. You can read about that 1 Kings 11, 1 Kings 12.
Right.
You read about Assyria because the northern kingdom of Israel, remember, they was living around here, right? The northern kingdom of Israel was not serving God. God prophesied he was going to send somebody to destroy them. Okay? That somebody was Assyria.
Right.
Assyria came, hey Shalom says, Assyria came and took Israel captive. What their process was take you out of your land and take you out of your land and take you somewhere else. So you don't have home field advantage. Hey, bro, they ask you for a fly up here. So now, that's their practice. They would put somebody else in your land. You can read about that in Kings as well and Chronicles. Right? They had to bring Israelites back to teach the other nations how to live in our land and not get destroyed. Okay? So now, read on. Sorry about that.
Led away captive, and he carried them over the waters. And so came they into another land.
So now, he took them out of there where they was, over the waters. That's the rivers we talking about right here. And they was over in this land over here somewhere over there. Right? Cool.
But they took this counsel among themselves.
So Artaxerxes and Ahasuerus, Shalmaneser, right? They, through different years, they was like, you know what? We've had these dudes in captivity for a long time. Let's give them liberty. Let's let them go, right? You read about that in the book of Nehemiah. You read about that in when we rebuilt the temple, right? So we came back to our land. We started rebuilding the temple. They let us all go because Persia Media, right? They conquered Babylon and Assyria. They took all their captives. So it was like, look, we're going to let them go, right? So during this time, they took this counsel. They was like, we're going to do this, right?
That they would leave the multitude of the heathen.
So they was going to leave the multitude of the heathen. Everybody was living over here. Wasn't really nobody over here. Not that there was nobody, 0 people, but there wasn't really like cities and stuff like that over there at this point, right?
And go forth into a farther country where never mankind dwelt.
So when it say never mankind dwelt, meaning as a whole, as a body, as nations of people, we wasn't over here. We wasn't over here. Now we have history of sending voyages over here. King Solomon had a navy, one of the first in history, and he was documented to send people to a far land. It was just not shared amongst other folks. It was only amongst our ancestors, the Israelites. We knew about it. We had people over here, right? So when they start talking about, hey brother, come here. We talking about history. What's your name?
Sean.
Huh?
Sean.
That's
Said he's going to church, yo.
Oh, you going to church? Got you.
Where did Christopher Columbus?
I'm about to get you. I'm about to get you. Watch.
That they might there keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land.
Now, a short account of the American Indies, Babylon and Timbuktu, Lost Tribes and Promised Lands, all of these historical books documented the customs and the cultures of the natives when they saw them over here, when they found them over here. Not after they was over here, when they found them over here, the northern kingdoms, right? The Incas, the Mayas, the Aztecs, the Arawaks, right? The Boricuas, they found them over here. They documented their culture and said, wait, the language that they speak sound a lot like Hebrew. There's a lot of conjugation that's just the same. It sounds like a dialect or a derivative of Hebrew. It says the customs that they keep sound like the 10 Commandments or the commandments of Hebrew. This right here, at the bottom right here, you see that at the bottom? You see that at the bottom? What that look like? It look like Hebrew, right? That's the Lost Lunar Stone. That's the Lost Lunar Stone found where? Right here in New Mexico. Right here in America. Written thousands of years ago in Hebrew. It's the 10 Commandments. It's the 10 Commandments. So before Christopher Columbus even got here, you had Israelites, which were called the Northern Kingdom, which became known as the Aztecs. I can tell you why they got that name. Mayas, I can tell you why they got that name. Incas, all of that. They was renamed after the conquistadors came over here. You understand? But they was already over here. Why? In this verse right here, this history. Read.
And they entered into Euphrates.
Now remember, we're talking about Euphrates. Come on.
by the narrow passage of the river.
Come on.
For the Most High then showed signs for them, and they held still the flood.
So this right here be turbulent waters, especially around the Horn of Africa. The Lord made that uncharacteristically calm at that time so they could find that current. Come on.
Till they were passed over.
Okay, so till they was passed over, whoop, over there.
For through that country there was a great way to go, namely a year and a half. And the same region is called Artaxerxes. Arsaris.
The same region was known as Arsaris. So now we're going to look at the Jewish encyclopedia and see what they say Arsaris is.
The name of the land beyond the great river.
Come on.
Far away from the habitations of men.
Come on.
In which the 10 tribes of Israel will dwell.
Come on.
Observing the laws of Moses.
What was the laws of Moses? They was keeping ritual sacrifice. They had temples and altars. They wore fringes on their clothes. You can look right here. They got fringes on border of blue. All of them border of blue on the bottom of their clothes. These were all the laws of God. They had a festival day in the 9th month where they would go and dwell in teepees. They didn't live in teepees all the time. That was part of a ritual custom called the Feast of Tabernacles that's listed in the book. You understand? They was following these. Read.
Until the time of restoration, according to 2nd Esdras 13 and 45.
The 2nd Esdras chapter 13 and verse 45, they saying that this was prophesied to be the time when they was going to start being mixed up and different. You understand? Hold on. It's about to get it. It's your point. It's right here.
Columbus.
Who?
Columbus.
Who?
Columbus.
What's that man's first name? Cristobal Colon. Hey.
Identified America with this land.
Columbus, in his memoirs, his personal records, that he didn't think nobody was ever going to read, but after he died, they read them.
Right.
Columbus identified this land as Arsaris, as mentioned in the biblical text.
Right.
Columbus was a Caucasian, right? He was a Caucasian, he was an Idumean. That's the biblical name is Esau, Edom, right? The Greek name is Idumea.
Right.
He's an Idumean,
Right.
white man, right? He was a studier or a convert of Judaism,
That's
of
right.
our customs, our records, our culture. And guess what? Through studying our customs, our culture, our records, he read this scripture and he said, yo, I know that there are Israelites over there.
Right.
I know that that's the second promised land. So there's going to be gold and riches for Spain over there.
Not easier, young
But
brother.
guess what? Spain was in the middle of an Inquisition. That's the time period you was in. What was the Inquisition all about? You switching? Got it. What was the Inquisition all about? About killing Jews or Judaizers and purging Spain, France, and Portugal of all black
You have to
folk.
go to church.
That's what it was all about. When you look in those areas, you see the glyphs and the statues on the buildings. They all black folk.
Right.
They're all black folk. Even the paintings. Right, come here. Come here. You two, come here. You see this? What color that man is? That man black. What's on his head? An afro, like your hair and like your hair. But what is this man? What he look like?
Caucasian.
He pink. That's a pink man. That's Caucasian. The Bible call him red Esau Idumea. What is he doing to this picture? Come look. You got to come close. What is he doing? What's this man doing?
I don't know.
What's this man doing? What's in his hand?
Painting.
He's painting. Look at the picture. Behind him.
Perfect.
What's going on with that?
Changing the picture.
He's changing the picture. That's how you go from this, which is written. This,
Watch
all
out.
this artifacts is on the walls.
Now you
It's in the
good.
catacombs. All this is there.
Nation is men leading by example.